Scott here with Everyday Home Repairs, and we got a problem with a very common part of any home these days, and that is with our bifold doors. Bifold doors are used, for instance, we have a stackable laundry used to close off that space. We have a pantry, that's actually one damaged behind us, closets, and many other parts of your home. They're easy to install, they're cheap, so they're used a lot. And with the newer bifold doors especially, they're not made of solid wood commonly, especially the more cost-effective ones. So they are hollow core, and as such they usually use MDF material, so kind of sawdust and glue packed together material. And that material holds all the hardware, holds the components in, and as such can get damaged over time. So that's a very common area that you might need to repair without having to replace a whole door. If you hire this out, if you have somebody come in and fix your door for you, that could cost you hundreds of dollars. And I'm going to show you how to fix that if you have a similar failure like we do with the roller that goes in the track. How to fix that for just a couple dollars and really about 15-20 minutes. So let's take a closer look to what we're dealing with today. So in one of our hallways here, we got a simple bifold door, and you can see that it's come off the track. And in fact, this component here, which is a pivot, usually has a roller on top of that, and that roller would go inside this track. So let's just jump up there and we'll take a little closer look at that. See what's going on. This one it's been fixed a couple of times. You can see this is the MDF material. This is actually solid wood with some staples in it. So this one has had the MDF taken out, solid wood put in, and then re-drilled that hole for that pivot. So that pivot's failed. And this is really what we're dealing with here. So this component looks like there's some glue, so maybe this was tried to be repaired in the past as well. This is in one of my rental units, so I don't know the full history of this door, but it looks like it's been repaired several times. So if you probably pull that guy right out there, and you'll see this is the component we're going to need to replace. One, the roller is not there, and two, we're going to need to get some type of bracket or something that will get us and take us back to the normal size hole. You can see it's all damaged and watered out there, which is not going to do in terms of holding up. So I got a bracket I'll show you that we're able to put on there and kind of get a nice secure fit for this roller. There should be a roller, in fact. Let's jump down here. Let's take a look in here. Yep. There's that roller. So that roller will go in the top. And then that rolls inside the track. So I'm gonna get a new one. I mean, we're replacing, we're gonna put a bracket in there anyways, right? So a couple bucks. I'm going to go ahead and get a new one and fix it up. So, all right, we'll take the door off the hinges. I'm going to move it to someplace I have a little bit more space, and we'll fix it up. So now we have the bifold door laying here, and you can see that damaged portion of the door where the hole's really been damaged and watered out, and that's really what we're addressing today. The few things that you'll need is you'll need this 1 3/8 inch bracket. Now remember, that's if you're dealing with a 1 3/8 inch bifold door. So make sure you measure and understand what size bifold door you're dealing with. This is going to help us actually get back to the correct diameter for the pivot and help repair this area. And then I went ahead and bought myself some new hardware. So we'll have that new roller, and then there is an additional pivot in there as well, but we'll probably just be using the roller today. Now if we look in, let me get in here to this bracket. Yeah, so what I did notice when looking at the bracket, it has obviously the hole where the pivot's going to go, and then it has a hole where it provides a small screw that will secure this bracket to the MDF. I am not in love with that screw. It is tiny, and I just really can't see getting the threads to seat very well on MDF. So what I'm going to try is, in this case, to use some 1/8 inch by 2 inch toggle bolts, where we'll go ahead and we're going to be putting this bolt through the bracket. I will need to enlarge this hole slightly, put it through the bracket, and then the wing we're going to push through the MDF, and then it's going to secure, and then we're going to tighten it, and this bolt is going to pull on the MDF and then secure that bracket much better. So we're going to give it a try. I think it's going to provide for a much more secure fit of this bracket and help it really hold tight onto our door to make for a better repair. I'll line that up there. I'm using the screw that came with it to mark the hole. Then I'm going to take a 3/8 of an inch drill bit and drill out. Nice and slow. We will use the bushing from the kit because our pivot is 3/8 of an inch. And then we'll pass the toggle bolt through the bracket, which has been enlarged with a 5/32 drill bit, and just start the wing nut on the bolt. Then we'll press the wing nut through, and then the wing nut will expand on the other side of the MDF. And now we'll tighten it. You can tighten it by hand. Here I have a compact nut driver. You should kind of pull the bracket out a little bit, and that'll get the wing nut to press against the MDF. Then you can start to tighten it down and really get a good secure hold once you drill that all the way down. And this just really makes for a superior hold than the little wood screw that came with the kit. So now we can take our pivot. So we'll take the one with the roller out. We'll press it through the bushing. You might need a little hammer, or you can usually do this by hand. And then that's it. Now we're back down at the pantry closet, home stretch. So we got the bifold door. Just need to install it again after we put the bracket and repaired it. So what you'll do is you want to take the top part first and kind of get the bottom lined up to at least the same depth in the closet. And you'll want to raise the top part into the track. So you'll raise the roller into the track, and then also the pivot, which goes into the adjustable bracket. You'll go ahead and seat that, and you can kind of hear it just seated there in the bracket. Now once you got both of those in, you'll line up the bracket at the bottom with the pivot and make sure that that is seated well. And sometimes there's you got to do a little working back and forth with it. Often what happens is you'll get it seated on the ground, but it will not be seated in that bracket. All right, so now I'll just check the bottom and go ahead and check the door. Do check the spacing on the side of the door to make sure both the top pivot and then in the bracket that they're positioned correctly, and then you have an even spacing on both sides. But I think we're good to go. Working well. All right, that's it for this one. Again, this is Scott with Everyday Home Repairs. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully that helped you out. There was all the hardware that we used, the replacement bracket, and then also those rollers from Primeline, and then the toggle bolts. That was not in the kit, but that made for a much better secure fit for that bracket, I think, than the wood screw that came with it. So I will include that in the description, so of everything that was used for your reference. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you want to keep getting our latest videos for your home repairs, and we appreciate you stopping by. Take care.